Hi, everybody. We're live. I can see
Uh,
one person's in the chat already. So we're going to see how our numbers go. Going to wait, give them a chance to come in. As you can see, this charming Mr. Jeffrey is here. And our um, Adam, who said he was going to be here, the astrologer, he emailed me late last night and said something had come up and he wouldn't be here. So I will be explaining this again during the show, but I don't know astrology fast enough on my feet to look at a birth date and say, this is where things are for you. So we had 16 people who sent in birth dates wanting to kind of see if we could come up with what's kind of going on around them. And so what I did is I've gone through, hi, lots of people just
mucho.
jumped on. Just had a bunch of them come on.
Hola.
Oh, Barb's taking our tarot course.
Nice.
See, which Jeffrey and I will be talking about. It's kind of fun that we're doing the numerology today because that's the first part of of the tarot course, not our tarot course now. But when I used to teach it, um, it would when I would teach I started with numerology because if you can conquer 1 through 9, those numbers and their basic meanings, then you've got rid of most of the major arcana, minor arcana. You've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the one
Numbers
through,
are really important.
yeah.
Super important.
And it also works with the major arcana because there's
Yeah.
21 of them, but the numbers are important. So I hope for the people who's got their hearts set on having an astrologic thing, you're not going to get it. You're going to get a numerologic thing. But I spent all morning figuring up your numbers, so I hope it works.
We get what we need.
Yes,
What we need. It's true.
that's true. And you get to see more of my shiny face because when I do numerology, I don't do that on the table. Yesterday, about 3/4 of the show, they were reading things on the table. We'll be looking at those too. But like I said, I have 16 of these individuals to go through. And Jeffrey's going to read on them if they have an adjacent question. He's got his handy dandy cards.
I have my pendulum. I'm all ready.
He's ready to go.
I am all ready.
And he's down where the weather is clement. We're going to have snow next Monday in Dallas.
I cannot complain about the weather here. It is, I have no complaints.
Jeffrey knows why it's called sunny Mexico.
Well, it depends where you are. I mean, it can get cloudy.
Mm-hmm.
Clouds last night were incredible. Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 73 today. Yeah.
Willow loves manifesting snow in South Carolina. Really? Mm.
Unbelievable.
Talk to your other people in South Carolina. Are they all good with this? Oh, Barb's Wheels, who's taking our tarot course. My great aunt was a numerologist in the 40s. Whoa. That would be fun. Anyway, so I'm going to give it till we've been on at least 5 minutes. That gives people, and I love it when people show up at the end of the show. Did you read my question? I read them in the order they show up on my feed. So
Well, that makes sense.
yeah, I try. And you guys have no idea. I have to copy them from YouTube to a Word document, then take the Word document and copy it over to StreamYard. This is not
fun. Yeah.
But it's a good thing to do.
Technology. We love technology.
Yeah, no, we don't.
I was in touch. I had a guest who I told him that I had all these ideas for meditations, right? Because I would do the meditations and I would use my voice, and my voice is good for them, and I kind of channel them. But I wanted like background music to make it more soothing and graphic. He put the whole thing together in 10 minutes. He does video editing. So he had this app that he pays for or whatever. And he found all these cool videos that, keep on changing, like mandalas
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, and free music that was really soothing. So we put it all together. He put each one he put together in 5 minutes. So anyway, now I have these wonderful meditations, and I'm really grateful.
They're going to be tied to your membership, aren't they?
Yes, they are tied to my membership. So my membership, thank you. My membership is $5 a month, $4.99, and that way you get to watch extended readings for the signs. And every month I throw up one of the meditations, for members, commercial free. And you could also purchase them individually. They're $11 on my
Mm-hmm.
site. And I'm really proud. Because somebody, people have been writing me. They're like, oh my God, it's so professional. It's so la, 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 la. And I'm like, thank you. I feel really proud. It's nice when you put something out that you're really
Yeah.
proud of, right? Instead of
Yeah.
like, oh, I sort of threw it together. Like, this is for lunch. I don't have any bread. I invited you over for a sandwich, but I only have one piece of bread. It wasn't like that.
No.
It was like, there's lettuce and tomato and onion and a side.
It's almost a Reuben sandwich, but they don't make those in Mexico City.
No, there's actually a place that has pastrami.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's a place that has pastrami. I haven't tried it yet because it's like, I don't know. I have to go find it. I know what neighborhood it's in, because there was there's this one neighborhood. It's called Roma Norte, and it used to be very grand and elegant.
Mm-hmm.
And, then after the '85 earthquake, it really got destroyed bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then it became like this neighborhood, but now it's all like, that's where all the Americans are, because it's really grand, but kind of decrepit at the same time.
So you really feel like you're not in the States.
Yeah, that used to be like, exactly. That used to be like the Jewish neighborhood. There aren't that many Jews here, but they all moved after the earthquake. They're like, we're not dealing with this. They moved to like solid ground. And anyway, there's a place in that neighborhood that I think has pastrami still.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told Jeffrey when I moved from Illinois to Texas, which it's not as much of a shift as it used to be, but when I first came here, it was all the stuff I grew up with that they didn't have here.
Right.
Just the same way when a Texan would come to Illinois, I mean, there'd be like 2 grocery stores that sold anything that resembled hot sauce. I mean, it was like your whole dietary plan had to change because they weren't doing what you were used to doing. Now, you grew up in New York, which had everything, but
yeah.
But it used to be, and that's what I would tell people that relocated here. It's not the new stuff, which is kind of fun to go around and find out about, but it's when you go really looking for the old mom and pop. And in the Midwest where I grew up, it was really good, hearty chicken noodle soup in the middle of the winter, kind of keep you going kind of stuff that you couldn't find here. Now you can find it all over the place. But, anyway, enough reminiscing about our foolish childhood past.
Because I'm going to start having cookies in the middle of the video. That ain't a good thing.
It's true. Okay. We're going to biscuits. Okay. The first person is G. Covington. And she did the thing about, I said, to put your birthday. Oh, and for those of you who don't know why I said to not put your birth time or your ascendant, is in astrology, that's the key to really unlocking your chart, knowing where your ascendant is. And all the astrologers I work with said, just tell people not to put that out publicly. So I was just telling you what they're telling me. So, but G. Covington was a wonderful person. And she said that her birthday is 4/20/63. She wanted to know the theme for her in 2024. And there's 2 ways to figure out what we're going to be looking at this time is your personal year. In other words, the year that's derived from your birth date and the year we're in. We're in a universal year of 8. 2024 is 8. You add the 20 and each of the digits and you get it. Do you want to go with your part and I'll tell her what my answer is?
Yeah. I start with the star.
Oh, great. Well,
this is great.
We don't need to say another thing to her. No.
I know. I was like, should I even throw another card? The star is a new direction, new hope. blessings from above, inspiration, but
Mm-hmm.
it's new. And the thing is, what's interesting about the star is that she's naked, and her nudity really represents like being open. I'm
Mm-hmm.
completely and utterly, I've let go of all the things that I thought were. I'm completely open to heaven. I'm receiving the messages.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And I'm going to ground it in. I'm in touch with my intuition. One foot is in the water, and my knee is on the ground. I'm grounding it into the earth. It's really powerful. And then I get the 5, which is like I'm going to follow my own way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm following my own way. I'm tired of like being led. I'm going to lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Toward healing,
Good.
toward love, toward inspiration. Really nice. Really
Yeah. And
nice.
that really ties together with what you got, because to figure out your personal year, you take your month and the day. So that would be 4, and the 20 would become a 2. So that's 6. And you add it to the 8.
The
And
8 is 2024.
right. So 24, and you put those two together, and you're in a 6 year, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 plus 4 equals 6. So
Mm-hmm.
you're in a 6 year, and a 6 year is a hearth and home. You've this, and okay. There's one little other proviso on this. You can either decide my personal year based on my birth date starts on January 1, which is how numerologists do it. Now astrologists say you change into your personal year on your birth date. Now, for me personally, I use my birthday as the day. On May 2nd of every year, I switch to the next year. So you can either be a 6 on your birthday on April 20th, or you can be a 6 right now. But see, Jeffrey held up the 5, and I thought that was appropriate because really kind of you're in a 5 this year.
Hmm.
Okay. Jeffrey, you're looking around like,
No, I hope that was helpful.
okay. So everybody who I'm telling you the personal year, you can either say as of January 1 I apply this, or I apply it on my birth date. Now, what does an 8 mean? I mean, we're in an 8 universal year. 8 is to me, when I look at it in the tarot and other places, it's money power. It's where all of the steps you've taken from 1 through 7 coalesce, and it's where you build your strength, and you work with the energy and elements and things you've gotten going in your life path. I hope that's not too confusing for people. But anyway, so you've got, for your life path, it's going to be for this, your theme this year is a 6, and it's either a 5 now until 420, or it's a 6. But and from now on, for each of the people I'm interpreting these numbers for, I'm interpreting it as if it's changing on your birthday. That's what I calculated it from. Okay.
Mhm.
But you have the option. And trust me, I've had long debates with a world famous numerologist about this. And you really kind of need to go back and look in your life and see how it works. There actually happened to have been some pivotal things that I know happened on my birthday, that I switched from a 9 year to a 1 year on my birthday when I bought my own first house, which is a huge sign that would happen. It didn't happen earlier in the year. It happened on right at my birthday. So just telling you. Okay. Is that confusing, Jeffrey? I feel like I'm confusing.
No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's everybody decides to send me messages as I'm doing a live video. It's like great, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, Mystic Michaela, any insights, please? Birthday's February 14th, of Valentine baby. Thank you so much. And you also enter a 6 year this year. Your personal year, that means the overriding energy personally on your numerologic chart is a 6. And what'd you get, Jeffrey?
I'm still shuffling.
Okay. And you're a baby. If your birthday's
I know.
wow. I mean, we have to like go back and rethink when we work the numbers in this century. And a 6 is, this is a year where you're going to really want to plant your roots. You're going to want to redecorate. You're going to go around and say, oh, I wish the couch was a different color. And really, I mean, it's one of those things that happen.
That's why I have the fabric on it.
So what'd you get, Jeffrey?
I got deep self-care.
That's a 6.
Self-care, fertility, self-care. You're going to start thinking in a new way. The old way is done.
Mm-hmm.
The old way is done. You're going to start thinking in a really new way. And you're going to actually listen to yourself. You're going to start really listening to yourself in a more profound way, in a kinder way. You can listen, because both of these they're both pretty kind. So there's this energy of kindness that comes through, like self-kindness, which is really important and really lovely. Really lovely. The King of Cups is really a great card. He listens. He really listens with compassion. He really hears. He really listens with compassion, with like love in his heart. It's really nice. Really nice. Feels good.
Good. Okay. Our next person is Celadon. What can I look forward in 2024? And you've got an interesting birth date to begin with. You have an 11 in your birth date. That means you are an old soul. If you have 11s and 22s in your birth date, you're going to be, you come in with a master number, in this case, master number of 11 already in your birth date. And what I got is, this is a 1 year for you. 1 year is completely new beginnings. And if you're not feeling it now, then I think I would tie my numerology to my birth date. But it's really going to be a whole new collection, a whole new way of doing things for you this year. And what did Mr. Jeffrey find?
Okay, so today, you know what I'm really seeing this as? I mean, it changes. It's about union. It's about union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, really incorporating both of them and understanding, bringing it. It's so hard to do the cards when you're at the screen. There's a healing. Oh, okay, in the middle, there's a healing, right? It's this union that leads to a healing. And then again, I get, this is union of body and mind. This is union of body and mind. And this is about really allowing spirit to focus and to tame and to direct your energy and your courage and your strength. And then I get the King of Swords, who's like really clear, super clear. It's like, yeah, I know exactly where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to eliminate what doesn't work. And it's almost like he's kind of an accountant in a way. I usually describe him as a butcher, but he's kind of an accountant. It's like, these are the numbers. This is what it is. And like, there's, that's my budget. And like, that's it. There's none of this. Oh, well, maybe, no, it's like really clear. It's really clear. That's the way it feels. It feels really clear, like coming together.
That's a 1 year. A 1 year, you're cutting into new territory.
Kind of be a one in a way, Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So, good. So the next person is Marcy. What can I expect in 2024? October 6th, 1965 is her birthday. And her number also works out to be a personal year of 6.
Lots of 6s.
Yes. Yeah, but think about last year, when you're in a 5 year, 5 years is either freedom or chaos. And I think for a lot of people, last year's 5 year was chaos.
That was 2 years ago for me, right? Because I'm a 7.
Yeah, that's when you got burned out.
The fire, yeah, yeah, like in a week, less than a week.
For those of you who don't know Jeffrey's whole story, he's lived his whole life in New York City and woke up one night with his neighbor's apartment and fire below him and managed to get out in his skivvies onto the fire escape and made it all the way to Mexico.
But, I remember being at the Zocalo, which is the big, big square. right before, and it was because I'd been here many times before, and it
Mhm.
was a eclipse and stuff. And I was like, I don't know how you're going to do it, but this is where I want to be.
Yeah, yeah. Be careful what you ask for.
All right, you know what I get? I get like really gathering yourself. Okay, I have gain. She's a great card. This is about being entrepreneurial. This is about gain. This is about, like I've accumulated all these goods and I'm enjoying them, right? But there's an isolation about her, but she chooses to be isolated, which is really
And
fascinating.
she worked, and I always get the
She worked
feeling
hard.
she
She
worked
worked.
more for herself, and other people try to barge in. That's probably why she wants to be there with her bird and be left
Exactly.
alone.
Exactly. She's in her own garden, right? And she invites in who she wants to. This is a very luxurious garden. She's got security guards and stuff, right?
You heard about the reading on Fox?
Yes.
Jesse, that's the card she pulled for Biden. Was
Oh,
the
very
nice.
nice.
I know. And she said, "Oh, there's lots of money around him." And the announcer
Yeah,
goes, "Oh, it must be Chinese money that's been given to him," because that's how Fox News reads things. But
whatever. Okay. And then I get like, you're honing your craft. You're really enjoying your work. You're kind of spending time by yourself. You're honing your
hmm
craft. Oh,
hmm
and it's physical because pentacles are physical. So there's a physical, like I'm doing something in the physical world to learn, to gain. And then I have the 10, which is
hmm
like a new dawn is rising. Like I used to think that way. I can't think that way anymore. It doesn't really work. It's kind of dead. And it's okay because I'm working on something new. This is a great card.
hmm
So really nice year. Really nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Pentacles.
Okay, Deborah, what does mine? And I think that's mine, not mine. Look like in 2024. Uh, and you were born at 7/8/54. And that means that this personal year for you is a 5. And a 5 is if you've done the last 4 years and kind of built the base you need, it's going to be a lot of freedom. You're going to have a lot of chances to move around and make good moves for yourself. If everything didn't go as you expected, it's going to be a little more difficult a year. Not, I always say chaos, but it doesn't mean real chaos. It means you got a lot of catching up to do to get out of this year where you want to be.
Wow.
What'd you get?
Well, I start with the victory card. This is a fantastic card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is really about being loved, supported, admired, beloved. Really powerful. Victory. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the 5. You know what I think it is? Okay. I think because 5 in the what do you call it? And the tarot is really change, and it's really like
Mm-hmm.
precipice. It's like, what's my perspective? It's more
Mm-hmm.
like perspective. And here you have a 6. Here you see yourself loved and admired and supported. And then here it's like, well, I think I was taken advantage of. And it's like I got to get out of my own head. So it's like I think that's the like the little clue is like, am I going to be in a place of, oh well, someone's taking advantage of me, that's the way it always happens because I'm in my head, or am I actually seen as the leader, as someone who's supported and loved? And I think that's the place that you're at. It's like, am I seeing myself as like like a something floating through the air, or or do I see myself as being solid and supported? And I think that's like going to be the challenge of the
Yeah.
year, like as to where you're going. And look, like I can have a great and a miserable day all in the same day.
Yeah.
I,
Well, I
I
told you.
generally do.
I told you 5 years, freedom or chaos, and it's
Yeah,
kind of and it's those are both choices you make.
yeah,
You know what you
yeah.
want to do with it. So we hope that helps. I've just seen a whole new. I just looked up on our numbers. A bunch more people have joined us. So
Welcome.
Yeah. So what we're
Should we
doing,
change our outfits? Let's change our outfits.
what we did is I intended to have an astrologer on here, and I asked people for birth dates and questions. And he unfortunately could not make it, but Jeffrey and I were going to be here anyway. So since I'm not fast enough on my feet with astrology to look at a birth date and be able to do much with it, I decided to do what I can do with it, which is numerology. And so what we're looking at is what is the overall number for your own personal number based on your birth date, the day and the month, and then you add 8 to it because we're in a universal year of 8, and how that's going to work out for people. And we got 16 people who wrote in, so I hope this helps them. So for those of you who are wondering, what are they talking about? That's what we're talking about. And this one, I don't have a birth date. So when I thought about this, I think you're going to have a new opportunity open up. But what does Jeffrey see?
Well, I have something subconscious going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I read this as subconscious because it's in the dark, right? I have something subconscious going on. It's like behind the scenes, right? And then a message comes. This message comes, and I think you will be offered a new opportunity, but I think it's going to be. This is an odd card. I think it's going to be limited. I think it's. I feel like there's going to be an opportunity, but it's almost like, well, I really wish I could switch to this department, but then it's like, I don't know. I feel a little bit constrained here. That's what I got.
Okay.
I have to read them as I see them.
I understand. I'm going to pull this Power of Surrender Oracle card for you because you're going through something that you're leaving your job, taking a leave of absence. I don't know what it's for. So, and this is what's going to be surrendered in your life during this period of time. Oh, surrender to your intuition. Isn't that a pretty?
There you go.
And it says, tune into your own inner voice. Be aware of your gut feeling, flashes, and the ahas. Those will be the moments that guide you through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. As you said that, it reminded. I had this feeling like there was something I tried for here in Mexico, and I put a lot of effort into it. And then when it came down to it, it was like, I don't really want this.
Mm-hmm.
I put a lot of effort into it, but somebody's putting that effort into it is like, that's what I was supposed to learn, how to like acquire that skill or how to, and then I got to the door and it was like, I'm not knocking on this door.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Okay, now we got another one we can do numbers with. Luna, 444, Donna. Your birthday is October 26, 1964. And for you, girl, you win.
My sister was born October 26, 1965.
Ah, they're a year apart. Well, for Luna, you are having an 8 year. You are having the number 8, money and power. That's a dynamic year. That either you can choose, if you look up a little numerology, read about personal years, it can either start on the 1st of January or it can start on your birthday. When I teach numerology, I teach that it starts on your birthday. Traditional numerologists teach that it starts on the 1st. But that means from the 1st of this year, you can streak through. 8 is a pure off money, power, movement, change, lots of dynamism around you. So that's going to be your year. And if you're choosing to not pick it up until your birthday, you're in a 7 year, and you are in a year where you're still going to be going inside with introspection to figure out what next. Okay, it's yours, Jeffrey.
Okay, I have really interesting little reading here. I get like the 5 again, okay, and I get this one, right? So you know what it feels like. Wait, but then I have another one, so don't worry. It's like these are like the backup singers, and then the lead singer's coming. So chill out. So the backup singer is like, I don't know, I used to, be led, and I've been kind of like a little bit heartbroken in that. And now I've undone those shackles. Here comes the lead singer. I've undone those shackles, and I am going to move forward, and I'm going to utilize both the dark and the light. I'm going to know it's not like I've forgotten the past. I know exactly what happened, and that ain't happening to me again.
Mm-hmm.
Going somewhere new, and I've got the
Uh-huh.
power, and I can do it. That's what's going on. And
Mm-hmm.
interesting, that's a 7, and then you put these together as an 8.
Oh, so you're moving on.
I can do math too.
Yes, I
This
know.
is a really powerful card. This is a really powerful card. It's like it's this energy of like Joe College. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's my first job, and I'm going to really get it done. And he's also an astronaut. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the starry skies behind him. It's like I don't know where I'm going, but I know my destination, and I'm going to get there one way or another. There's
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm going to execute my plan. He's really powerful. This one.
Good. Okay. Your next person is Charm Cruise, and
Nice name.
yeah, um, your uh, birthday was February 8th, 1963. Boy, did you win. You're going into a 9 year. This is going to be an interesting year. The 9 years, you start with the 1 year and you go to the 9 year, and the 9 year is when you look around and say, I'm going to jettison that. That's not really what I need anymore. I've worked really hard on this and I'm carrying it forward. And 9 years when you get rid of all the trash so you can carry yourself on into a bright new future. Like I told you, when I bought my first house, I was told that I should not sign on that house until I was in my 1 year, because if I signed it before, I'd be in a 9 year, which
Wow.
had been during the period of my divorce, and I would bring the vibrations of that along with me. And a bunch of things happened, including the bank making phenomenal mistakes and holding off my signing until I signed for my new house the day after my birthday. It's kind of an interesting story, but so when you go into a 1 year, you got a completely clean slate. You're carrying in the good stuff if you do it right. That's part of the power of understanding our numerology. What you got, Jeffrey?
I'm going on the quest. I'm going after what my heart desires. I'm
Yep.
going after what my heart desires. I'm leaving the past behind. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
forward to the future with what my heart desires to establish something new that's led by spirit, that's balanced,
Mm-hmm.
that leads to security.
Ooh, there you
This,
go, girl.
this is a really nice
I
reading.
presume it's a girl. I don't know. That's kind of an odd name for a guy to pick, but who knows? So that's
Really
really
nice.
good.
This is a really, really nice reading.
Yeah, you want to hold on to the thought of that reading. Barbara Odom, you have a really interesting thing because your birthday numbers, we try to break it down till they're a single digit, so that when you add when you compress, what we call compress all the numbers, they come down to one figure. But in Barbara's case, we make a difference because hers add up to a 22, which is a master number. This is going to be one incredible year for you. Wherever you choose to bring that 22 vibration into your life, it's either going to be the first of the year or at your birthday. But 22 is the master number where everybody just knows you're the master. And they just bow to you and let you kind of, and you begin to understand your mastery of the world. Now, if you don't choose to work with the higher spiritual realms of that number,
Mm.
then you're a 4. It goes to compresses to a 4. And that's okay because that's building a strong base. But girl, you ended up with, you won out of all the numbers. You got the prize number of 22. Look up master number, look up personal year number 22 and on Google. You can just Google that and you'll get more explanations than I could give you in an hour. What do you see, Jeffrey?
Very interesting reading. Very interesting. I have La Luna.
Ah,
This is my next card in Tarot Tuesdays. To me, this is the most confusing card in the deck. But, this is about following your intuition. This is about like a mysterious path unwinding in front of you, right? And just following it. Just following it. It's like, I'm not really quite sure I'm going. And then I get the 9. But you know what I think this is? I think this is like, okay, I'm willing to go into my dreamscape. I'm willing to go into my intuition. And I'm really seeing, like, I can no longer deny the things that are not right in my life. I cannot deny it any longer. Because it's attainment, it's a 9. So they attain the thought, right? So, and sometimes when you attain all the thought, it's like, oh boy. However, then I get the star. So I feel like there's this real transformative thing going on, that there's something that you're going to have to go through to really see the way things really truly are. Initially, it's a little foggy because it's seeing by the light of the moon, which is like, is that a dog or is that a fire hydrant? What is that? And then, it's like, oh, now I see what it is. And I really feel it completely. And it's led me into a new direction, into new hope, into new inspiration, into communing more with spirit. So it's quite the transformative year. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. And it's gonna be. It sounds like you're going to be doing a bit of shadow work there, girl.
Yeah, just like everybody else, you should see my January.
And that is this year, is the year of shadow work.
January readings are like unreal.
Yes, Cheryl, I'm excited for 2024.
Yay!
You should be, because your numbers, you're in a 7 personal year, which is it's an inward looking, but also reaching out to other people kind of year. It'll be a good year for you. You'll learn a lot this year. You can be very analytical and also very spiritual. So
I'm coming, Cheryl.
He's coming.
I'm coming. Okay, at least I got some new cards. I keep on shuffling.
I know, I hate that because it looks like, don't you have more cards?
It's a whole new beginning. It's a whole new beginning. It's a whole new world opening up. It's a whole new world opening up. And the thing is that you're going to utilize the past in a way that's really beneficial. You're going to be able to utilize and kind of have a feeling. It's like there's a gift from the past that's going to come with you, or like maybe a talent or something like that that's going to come with you, and you're going to be able to utilize it in a new way. Or maybe it's something that you're really talented at that you never really understood. It's kind of like the first time you play a game and you win, and it's like, it's like you're just a natural, right? And then you're going to incorporate it and be the authority in it. It's really interesting. This is a really interesting reading. This one's really, and stabilize it. Yeah. It's very nice. This is a really nice card. This is like the card of like nostalgia, reminiscence, but there's an innocence to it. There's a sweetness to it. And it's almost like this memory of a sweet childhood memory that you're able to like either utilize or incorporate now. It's the past life card too, by the way.
Just in case you're wondering. Okay. The next person is Good Vibrations Therapies. What areas of my life will be most impacted? And what I got for you is everything. You're in a 9 year. So
that was easy.
You're going to get to look at everything and say, this stays, this goes. You're really going to be cleaning your closet. So that was an easy one. But like I said, if you want a more in-depth, I'm giving you the quick fix, look at the numbers, but
yeah, this is a quickie.
It would be, you could look at, like I said, you can look it up on Google, or there's a numerologist named Ann Perry. She's on YouTube. She has a huge open free library, and she talks about personal years, and she talks about the vibration of each of the numbers. So go there if you want more information. Yes, John.
I have a really interesting little interpretation of this reading, I got to tell you.
Yeah, well, 9s are always fun.
Okay. I'm moving into a space of love, and I'm breaking free of the confines. That's what I got.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving into a deeper space of healing, of love, and intuition. I have my focus there. I know where I'm going. I'm confident it's going to happen. I'm breaking free of the confines I put myself in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get.
Good. That would work with the 9 too.
Yeah.
Okay. Butterfly.
Nice.
Butterfly. What? Thank you so much. Birthday. 4/22/56. Will I have another difficult year ahead of me? Well, I'm going to tell you, Butterfly, when you chose your birth date, which I do believe we do, you chose a birth date with a 22 in it, which is a master number. So you're going to have a level of mastery throughout your life because it's with you every single day. It's, of all the numbers, we can change our names, we can do all sorts of things. The number you can't get rid of is the one you're born with.
Want to bet?
Well, I know, Jeffrey, but you could line on that driver's license. Uh, anyway, 22, and it is a master number. I have two of my children were born with 22s in their numbers, collating them to do all of the life path and all that stuff. And people say, "Oh, they're 22. It must go so slick." Well, one of my 22 kids always, if there's a hard way to do it, he picks it. I guess he really wants to check out that 22. But anyway, go on, Jeffrey.
I get great cards. I start with the 3.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great card. This is all about hope. This is all about looking in a new direction.
Bringing new people in.
Oh, say it again.
Bringing new people in.
Yeah, bringing new people in and new experiences. It's the international card. It's like I'm allowing all these new thoughts, new cultures, new opportunities in. Um, I'm moving forward into it. The past, my back is to
Mm-hmm.
you, right? I'm moving forward, and then I get the death card, which is fantastic. This is all about. I know people get freaked out by this card. It's a great card. This is all about allowing things to die so that other new things could be born,
Mm-hmm.
right? A new dawn is rising over here. A new dawn is rising.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to be transformed. This is a thorough transformation. This is a thorough transformation. It's almost like I don't even know who I was. I
Well,
don't even know the way I think.
it's like a death. If anyone's died around you, there's no going back and recreating that. It's done. And that's what I think death means. It means that all those old patterns you had are done and gone, and you've got to get used to the new ones.
Indeed.
Yeah, you are. You're walking off that cliff. Thank God your name's Butterfly. When you go off the cliff, you can fly away.
Mhm. And butterfly is the symbol of transformation anyway.
Mm-hmm.
One of
Mm-hmm.
them. Yeah. And the fool, what the great thing about the fool is? He's open to completely new opportunities. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, I never thought I'd end up here. I never thought I'd be wearing this. I never thought I'd talk to this person. I never thought I'd be doing this job. But I don't have any, I'm not tied to it has to be this way. That's the fool. It's like, yeah, yeah. You want to go to the party? Sure. Oh, we're going for this place in this city? Sure. Let's go. Let's go. I got my outfit. My soul is with me.
Mm-hmm.
All is well. Yeah, I'm going to take a chance. Yeah, a leap of faith. After the death card, first I'm looking in new lands, and
Mm-hmm.
then the transformation comes, and it's like, sure, let's do it. Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Exciting.
Willow Breeze. She has another question about hers. Her birthday ends up being 5/6/57. So she wanted to know if there's a relevance to the birth sequence of being 56 and 57 next to each other. And there actually is a part of numerology that does that, which I don't know well enough to tell. Whatever would tell you would probably be wrong. This would be something you go back and look at on Ann Perry's site. She does a thing about the sequence of numbers and how they fit. But the best news I have for you, girl, is you're going into a whole new 9 cycle. You're in a 1 year. And it's going to be brilliant, I think.
I get 2 9s.
Mm-hmm.
I get, okay, I've looked at this, and now I really want, I've seen what I haven't attained, and now I know what I want to attain.
Mm-hmm.
And it involves community.
Mm-hmm.
It involves community. You know what I think this is too? I think this is a rebalancing
Mm-hmm.
of like accepting, allowing yourself to be taken care of on a deeper basis. Feels like this. I'm getting a whole thing now. Like you've always been the caretaker, and now it's time to be cared for. That's what it is. That's what it is. I got a whole
And
download.
I said this at the beginning. We were supposed to have an astrologer working with us, and he had to back out at the last minute. And we now I've walked into a sea of comments. I'm trying to Vivian, hi, hun, how's Puerto Rico?
Hi, Vivian.
Everybody knows it. Looking forward to meeting Barb, who's going to take our tarot class, which is something else
Yes.
Jeffrey and I get to talk about. If you're looking for new ways to expand your life and you want to learn how to pick up cards and just kind of see what's going on, it starts the 23rd of January. You can find on my site, www.crystaldirect.
27.
No, the 23rd. Starts on the Tuesday. The 27th is a Saturday. We're not teaching.
Oh,
Jeffrey and I consult frequently, but we don't always get the word across. Anyway, not to confuse everyone terribly, we've got that going on. I still have my 12-month readings going on for 2024. If you want an individual look at your life that way, you can find that on my website at www.crystaldirections.com. And hit the thumbs up, and and like us. And if you know a friend who'd be interested in learning this much about numerology, which I wasn't expecting to be doing, and I'll tell you how to figure out your own number. I went through this at the beginning. You reduce every number down to a single digit. So let me see who I've got here. Okay, Nancy Cast Tarot. Yes, her birthday is 6/1, and the year happens to be 1948, but that doesn't matter. Well, it matters if you're living through your life, but it doesn't matter for our purposes. What we want to do is you add the 6 and the 1, which is a 7, and it's an 8 year, so you mix the 7 and the 8 together, and you add those together, and they make
the 6.
6 and 7 is 13. No, 6 and 8 is
7.
it's 14. It's 14. Okay. 6 and the 7 and the 8. 7 and 8 together equal 15. When you reduce the 15, the 1 and the 5, you add that up and it becomes a 6. So Nancy, you're in a 6 year, which is a year where things are going to settle down. Yeah, last year would have been rough, girl, because you were in a 5, which can be either freedom or chaos. And I know kind of where your life's been last year. It's been a little bit chaotic, but that can go away. We're done with that now. Okay, and there's a bunch of birthdays. I'm not going to try to do all of them. I've told you what you can do when you add the numbers together. Then Google and put personal year and put that number, and you will have more information than you ever thought you wanted in a single connection. Now, okay, and thank you, Gino. She had a 12-month reading, and hers was really interesting. She's in a fascinating place. Okay, now we're going to do a couple things. I did this yesterday and some people asked me some more about it. So, with the exception of the person born in 2002, everybody else I know that's in here can see this. This is a fun idea to play with in 2024, just to give you an idea of looking at your life different ways. Um, it
What-
you look up the number one tune on the Billboard charts on your 24th birthday. So the first thing you do is you figure out what year did you turn 24. Then you look up your Billboard chart song. And Jeffrey, what was yours?
I think I'm alone now.
No, I think we're alone now.
I think we're alone now. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to look it up.
And mine was tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree, which when I looked it up, I went, oh, now I'm going to spend 6 months getting that song out of my head. But anyway, what you do with that, and you look up that theme, and that's going to be one of the themes for you in 2024, if you choose to accept it. It's just kind of a fun game to go look up and see what was on the charts on your birthday and all that stuff. So that's another fun thing that you can do for 2024. And then the other one is this is a list of self-care for people in 2024. And I went over this yesterday and I showed it to Jeffrey today. And he said, after all the stuff we're kind of bringing up for people, just let's go over it. And the things that we just kind of pulled up off the top of our heads was meditate, dance, music, whatever music you like, cup of tea. I like cup of tea. Sometimes you'll see them in the grocery stores where they have tasters where you can taste different sorts of teas, get tea bags, and it's kind of fun to try different sorts of teas and try a new experience that way. And it's inexpensive. Favorite movie, go watch your favorite movie, whichever one it is. Call a friend and say, hi, how's it going? Just thought about you. That's a way to kind of help you with your own self-care in 2024. Terry, who I worked with yesterday, she has a passion for thrift stores. I love thrift stores. I used to read in a vintage clothing shop for years. So I love being around the old stuff. But just go in a thrift store and see what you see. Try if you've never done it. It's lots of fun. If you like it, it's a way to go back and look at things and find things you thought you didn't need. Probably didn't need it, but you got it anyway. Make your favorite meal, whatever it is, or go acquire your favorite meal if you're not a cook. This one said play with the grandkids or play with whatever young children you like to go play with. Read. Just pick something and read it. Just really sit down and try reading a book that interests you. I like this one. Just take a minute for you. Not a minute to go do this for that person, but just a minute to go do something that's just for you. And that's one of the things I forget to do a lot. Watch a lot of YouTube shows. I watched yeah, especially Nancy Jean's Garden and Ripe Color. Excellent.
Exactly.
And then watch a guilty pleasure show or a schmaltz show or something. I like murder mysteries, and I've been watching a bunch of them on Netflix. And then get your chakras balanced. Either go find a meditation. Jeffrey, you do meditations.
Yeah, I could actually the pendulum work. I balancing chakras is one of the things that I do, and actually I did a whole series of meditations on all 7 chakras. So I did one at a time, and I concentrate on the color and the energy and what to let go of and what to receive, or vice versa. And they're all available on my website, and they're $11 each, and they're really good. They're really well produced, in all humility.
Yes, Jeffrey doesn't do schlocky stuff. And then essential oils. And I didn't realize this when I was talking with Terry yesterday. She didn't know. But the bottom of your foot has the most receptors for essential oils.
Really?
Yeah, and if you don't believe me, take a clove of garlic, strip it down, rub it on the bottom of your feet, and in 10 or 15 minutes, you'll be tasting garlic in your mouth.
How wild.
Yeah, it's wild. And essential oils can pass through your body that way too. We have someone, Jean O, who's in, and she's opening a store of essential oils, and she has actually taken the class to master what's ailing you. Here's the essential oil, or what will enhance what you want to
Mhm,
make grow.
mhm.
So,
Well, it
um,
makes sense because with the meditation, I always really strongly recommend that people sit in a chair with their feet on the floor because there are chakras on the bottom of our feet.
mhm.
Really, it deeply grounds you to the earth. Walking barefoot on the earth is really powerful too. But it really, because it's like you lay down and you're going to fall asleep. Like if your feet are on the floor, it's like I'm here, I'm receiving, I'm working on this energy, I'm grounding it into the earth, and then I could receive energy back up from the earth as well.
And everybody's gotten into the game of what what song was
I
number
know. What was mine? I think we're alone now. I think we're
one. I
okay.
think we're one. Yeah, it was the woman's that sang its name was Tiffany,
Who remembers?
and I know. Well, when the Beatles quit recording, I quit listening. So, I mean, there's all kinds of music that I don't know anything about. Anyway, so you know kind of how to calculate your numbers, and the from reading the comments of the people who we did read, it's there's a lot of that seems to make sense, and that's where they're headed, and good things, and but it's like really doing those things. That's your own self-care. You don't have to wait till Jeffrey and I show up and do your numbers or read your cards or anything else. You can sort of take care of yourself for a little while. And if you want to learn how to read cards, our class starts the 23rd. It's Tuesday. We teach numerology, which is you've just had a small taste of, and then we use it to work with the cards. And then by the end of the 6 weeks, you'll be able to read cards. The last group we taught ended up creating their own little reading circle, and they meet once a week or once every other week. I've gone back a couple times to go over readings with them that they wanted. Um, it's to see how it could work out. So anyway, I'm fading fast. Jeffrey's
Okay.
fading fast.
No, I'm not.
And Jeffrey could work for hours. He's such a little. He's such a
I'm
child.
getting back to. I still haven't finished January. I just put up today. I put up the January for the cardinal signs. Tomorrow the fixed are going up, and then the day after the mutables.
Okay. Gino wants to know what time. It's 6:30 in the evening on Tuesdays for the tarot class, and we have some people who do reflexology, and they said yes, every nerve in the body runs through the feet one way or another. So,
Wow.
and that's somebody who I know, so I trust. I know that's true. If you've never had a reflexology done to the bottom of your feet, if they know what they're doing, it's incredible. And somebody else suggested another self-care thing is to do a gratitude list, just to remind yourself. That's an important one. And and I'll be back on this coming Thursday, and I will we're going to be, you probably know her, Kelly from Dozen Cats, for me, that channel. I taught her how to read cards. I met her in a group of readers, and she said, I always use oracles because I just can't figure the tarot out. And I told her she'd give me 4 weeks, since it was a one-on-one class, that I could teach her how to do it. She's going to come, and we're going to talk about what it's like.
Yeah, the thing about the tarot class is like it helps you to open up your own intuition, and not
Right.
just not to read cards, but like I see something that I wouldn't normally have seen before because I'm looking in a different way or I'm open in a different way. So it's another tool to enhance your intuition, which you can take into a million areas, every area of life, really.
Mm-hmm. And so we're right at an hour. So I'm going to cut it off here. Thank you to everyone who showed up. I hope we gave you
Thank you.
information you could use. If you like this kind of show, let us know. Comment on our show and let us know that it's something you're interested in learning more about. And we have enjoyed being here, and start working on your 2024. This is the year of self. This is the year when we need to take care of ourselves. And sometimes as light workers, it's not the thing we do most easily. Also, those lists that I put up about things to do for yourself and the fun thing, I'm supposed to be meeting with my webmaster today. She's going to take copies of those and put them in the resources file on my website. So you can find it there. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Blessings.
Blessings.